Get started, guys.
But we're going to be heading out to Aurora, Illinois. There's a client. She called me about a year and a half ago and complaining about activity in the house. From what she told me, they've seen a female apparition, a male apparition that appears to be could be a farmer, whispering, unexplained voices, unexplained noises. Take all the gear, see what works. We'll set it up and we're showing out what the evidence. I was trying to be the first one.
Here we go. Piss off the neighbors.
Here for 14 years. So the first thing that started was I started seeing things peek out at me from behind a corner or a doorway, a dark face, and I would look and then it would go back. And so I saw that a lot. When my ex-husband moved out, the activity really picked up and it was very, very negative. I don't think it was demonic, that it was overall just a very heavy feeling in the house. It felt like you were always being watched. One of the most frightening experiences I had when I really started to believe there's something here is one morning I was in my bed and my daughter was with me. I had the bedroom door open. It was about 6 in the morning and it was cloudy out, and I had just woken up and I looked in the hallway and I thought my son was in the hallway because he would often come to the door and peek in and see if it was okay. And so I called his name and I said, "You can come on in, it's okay." Figure just stood there, and Figure slowly turned and went to walk down the stairs. And I said, "Okay, I guess you're getting a snack." I rolled over, my son is next to me. So I immediately thought somebody was in the house. And I got up and locked the door. And
I just moved in here about 2 months ago. I've been dating Tracy for about 2 years though, so I've been in and out of the house. She told me there had been activity prior to moving in.
So if somebody broke into the house, why would they just watch us and then leave? There was no sound of a break-in, and why would this thing be completely silent and not make any noise as it turned around? I realized, well, it couldn't have been Alec because it was probably 6 or 7 feet tall. It was such a violation of personal space. You can't be more vulnerable than when you're asleep and with your children. And then to wake up and find that something was watching you, you don't know how long it was there. It was the most frightening experience I've had in this house.
I've had other experiences throughout my life, but coming in here, I felt a male presence on the staircase, whispered in my ear. I felt touched physically, and I feel like a heavy presence in different parts of the house.
I was sitting here on the couch and I felt an energy come from the stairs into this room, and all of a sudden something whispered in my ear.
How does it feel when a spirit touches his ear?
It feels kind of like a static electricity shock, but at least the times I felt it, I feel specific 5-point fingers, and it's not always in the same place. Neurologically, our brain sends signals to different parts of our nerves, and could you have a spasm in the arm? At 43, I've had spasms in my arms, I've had cramps. It's not the same thing. It's an immediate touch, grab, and then let go.
So the stairway is like an escalator for the paranormal. It's always been that way. I don't know why, the stairs. And so the top of the stairway is very active. It's where I saw that full-bodied apparition a couple of weeks ago. The whole hallway up there is, you never feel like you're alone.
What would you say was the most intense experience that you've had?
Probably a male presence on the stairs telling me to get out. I'll sit on the couch, as you can see the staircase, and out of my periphery, I've seen a male face a couple times poke his head down the stairs and go back up.
I did see one thing come down the stairs a couple of months ago. I was sitting on that couch and I saw my daughter come down the stairs, and she didn't acknowledge me, didn't even seem to notice I was there, just was walking down, and I said, "Are you okay?" And she kind of stopped and disappeared here.
I guess when things are quiet and you don't have all those extra noises and, people mowing grasses and stuff like that, maybe you're just more keen to pick up on it.
Maybe I'm seeing something. Maybe she went back up the stairs and my eyes are just playing tricks on me. So about 10, 15 minutes later, she actually came downstairs, and I said, "I just have to ask you something. Did you come down the stairs about 10 minutes ago and go back upstairs?" And she said, "No, what are you talking about?"
First time I saw an apparition, I was in 3rd grade, so that was a long time ago, and it scared me. I talked to my mom about it.
How are you? Good. How about you?
Good.
This is Tracy. This is the home we're in.
Hi. So nice to see you. How are you?
It is an honor to meet you. Thank you for taking this time today to do this.
I didn't know the whole story, but my grandmother was a psychic, and I didn't know that I came from that. I don't know how much credence I gave it at the time. After that happened, and then something else happened, I started to believe more in it.
And I was very freaked out. It was the one and only time that I've seen the figure of somebody that I know appear when that actual person was somewhere else. I can't explain what that was, but I know I saw her because it was real enough for me to start a conversation.
So Tracy, let me ask you. You've got activity in your house, correct?
Correct.
I'm getting that you've got more than one spirit there.
Yes.
I'm already getting it. I'm getting that there's 2.
Stories out there, and someone will appear, someone maybe and it's not them. The energy changed itself like a shapeshifter.
Right. I
familiar
never
with.
believed in that until I
So you
experienced
experienced
it. Now I'm thinking, now it's in my son's bedroom. Now it's appearing as my daughter, or somehow she's appearing differently.
Right.
Really am getting a male. I don't think he's a very nice male. He's a very grumpy male. And I'm getting that like loud and clear. And why I'm saying this is because he really believes that this is his house and this is his territory. He doesn't want to share it.
Once I had my first experience, my mom kind of let me know what my grandmother's abilities were, and then I've just kind of been empathic since. Now I don't think I see the future, or I'm not psychic. I think I just allow myself to be more open in my job, very able to read situations and read people. And those can be your body language cues, your facial cues, voice inflections, micro expressions, that then you open yourself up to be able to be reading situations of the metaphysical. Could that be combined yet?
This is a male who definitely wants to be alone, so you're the intrusion to him, okay? I know it's a hard thing to hear, but to spirit, he's earthbound. This is the spirit that's never crossed over. When I get this vibe, it's more like, this is my house, this is my territory, and if you're gonna get in the way of it, I'm gonna make it hard for you. And that's exactly what I think he's doing.
Part of me is hoping that you're wrong. You won't get anything, but I would feel really bad that you came out. The part of me is hoping that you'll get something, so it's just...
Immediately upon coming here, I told her there was something here. So I think I just kind of reaffirmed it to her. I described a male, older farmer, angry at times, but I also get a curious. But I don't think that the curious person is the same as the farmer. I think it's 2 different entities.
Do you get a sense of what time period this man was here?
It was definitely the Great Depression because number 1, he was a farmer. Number 2, there was a lot of killing of the animals because it's how he had to eat or sell things. I see a lot of knives with this man, and I see a lot that he did with his hands. Because when you're not a farmer, you don't understand that way of life, but that was what he did to make his money is through the animals.
The vibe I get is that this is his land, this has been his family for generations, and he's not happy with the houses all here. I don't know why he chooses this house. The other one I feel is a curiosity, like what's going on in today's day and age type of like technology might interest them, or it's not a benevolent. So it's more feminine. I've never seen that one, but it doesn't feel angry.
Do you see any sons around him? His sons, or just him?
I see a lady with him, and I just seen her. So she was the one who kept everything clean and did the things around the house. That's what I'm getting. I'm not getting a sense that this woman had a voice.
My son said that he saw this entity in his room. Where he most recently saw something, he saw a woman standing here. He woke up in the middle of the night, and the woman was standing in front of his bed looking at him. And he described her as having long, dark, curly hair, maybe down to here. Older woman.
He also had, one type of son, and he was a larger man, okay? I don't know if this was the son, but this man was younger and he was larger. It's a taller man. I'm getting that like loud and clear.
Why here? Why this house? Why not the house across the street or next door? It's all the same land. Why is it happening here?
Back in the day, when people died, they were buried there. Everything was there on their property. So that's another thing where activity can be very strong as well.
I think that he has a problem with another male in the house. I'd noticed him before, but then shortly after moving in, things became more active.
This has been and is still a huge spot of activity. Things come up from the stairs. It likes to stand here. If I have my door open, a couple of weeks ago, that's when I saw the full-bodied apparition of a woman.
I'm getting strong activity to the left of the house, looking at the house.
Okay. Do you have a sense of why we're noticing it?
They're very sensitive to it, and spirit loves to hang out with people that are sensitive. They live on grabbing people's energy, and this is what's making them flourish, and then leaving us to
I don't really want to encourage his presence here or give him any kind of power. I just ignore him, and hopefully he'll go away.
There's activity all around us because there's a ton of earthbound spirits. But some of the earthbound spirits are okay with other people taking over their property. And this guy is not really happy because he's kind of saying, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do on my land.
Well, she hangs things around corners to try to dispel spirits.
If this was a really bad entity, you would be out.
I think he's tied to the land more than the house. The house isn't that old. But we seem to bring in spirits wherever we go.
So right now, in this moment, what's here, it's more than one thing. I know that. We're all seeing something different, picking up on different things. I used to believe that you could get rid of this by doing prayers and holy water, and I've learned that you can't.
If you can make peace with the spirit that's with you and really respect what they do, they will in turn respect you too.
So he's kind of tolerating us, perhaps, right now.
I think he is.
This corner right here, I think, is a portal to something. I don't know how to describe it other than that. I feel a different energy coming in and out of that corner.
This is her fiance that's sitting down.
How do you like living there?
It's been interesting.
I'm sure it has.
I see more than she does, probably. It doesn't scare me. I think the only power they have over the physical is what you give them. I acknowledge that they're there, but I don't interact. But I saw the man in the overalls. So it's funny when you mention that.
That's where your activity is, okay? You got your house, and I see it to the left. There was like a little room off to the side. Did a lot of his stuff there.
That he would use with the animals,
Yes.
his tools.
I'm telling you, this man, he did everything with his hands. Not because he was a farmer, but because of what he had to do.
Sure.
So this is a man that did, and he was very creative with his hands, but he had to do what he had to do. And he had the stomach to do it. Guys,
Yes?
right at the fireplace, I see activity. I see the man right now. He's there.
The farmer?
Yep, he's there.
Do we,
He definitely wanted to make himself visible to me. I see